What's up, everyone? It's Unconfirmed here again, and for the first time ever, we got Gen 8 Alpha ZU. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, ZU is finally available. It's in Alpha. Sadly, I can't do a ladder tour or showcase just because we don't have a ladder at the moment. We gotta wait till beta rolls around the next month. That's okay. I want to show off. Where is this team? This one. I'll show off this team that I built that I like a lot. So, as far as the ZU meta goes, it's really all through room tours at the ZU room. So come by if you want games. Definitely try challenging me. I'm on. The meta that's here right now is, as you can see, it's kind of largely NFEs and Savali's forms that are the Savali forms that are legal, at least, and are not in higher tiers. But the team I've got now tries to be kind of like a bulky offense that compresses or has checks to a lot of the more common physical attackers, like the Savali forms, which are so dangerous because they all got 120 base power, non-consequential, spammable stab attacks and multi-attack, right? Like, that's crazy. With Sword Dance, with Flame Charge to buff speed. And Savali Grass also has some really good coverage with Psychic Fangs to hit Gloom, right? One of the maybe would-be checks to it. And so, this really what the meta revolves around, kind of almost totally. Lion Galar is great for being faster than Savali, while also having knockoff support for all the NFEs that are viable, like Machoke, just a good general tank, right? Honedge is awesome too, I think, for checking a lot of relevant physical attackers. In this game, we might not see Honedge do too much besides SD and Shadow Sneak, maybe, but it might be a really good check depending if that's like Savali fighting. If that's Savali Dark, well, we've got Onyx, which again is used for its good defense, decent speed, and Body Press, which can check Savali Dark and some of the physical ice types like Ice Q and Beartic, despite being weak to ice itself. Yeah, I mean, Onyx is really cool for that. But we're going to go right into knockoff on the Wishcast, but here comes Savali Dark, which is good. You know, this is what we want to see. It's probably going to go for Parting Shot itself or U-Turn. That's why Onyx is kind of a safer play to switch into. A crit U-Turn, it does 14%. That's nothing, right? And if that didn't crit and you still had the attack drop, it would have done like 5%, if that. Seriously. So, Sism actually has been really involved in early ZU. It's definitely a great opponent to have, and I'm a little worried because if I lose this tournament, I don't know how much longer this showcase is going to go. But, shoot, okay. I'm worried about, like, Ice Beam, if it has it, 'cause it's a really safe play from Natu. But maybe he's overthinking. Okay, awesome. So I'm happy he did good for Ice Beam because, you know, this does nothing. Now we're just going to Parting Shot off into Savali Dark. Very nice, very good. Let's see. Let's go Machoke. Oh, you know what? You want to flex? This is the coolest thing about Oh, no, wait, he's U-turn. Well, okay, never mind. Okay. Let's see. Let's go for knockoff on the Charger Bug switch in. Charger Bug is a great physically defensive pivot because it could take the Savalis, the Machokes so well. Does it such a good job, and it can just volt switch up. It has a really slow volt switch. It's awesome. Sadly, that volt switch isn't that strong, so special defensive Natu is still somewhat of a safe switch in. Natu is good in its own right, just for oh, I'm wondering if this is physical now. That's scary. Let's go Savali Grass because if this is knockoff, yep, I'm okay with that. Now we're going to go into Onyx expecting Charger Bug to come in because, again, good physical wall for a lot of, oh shoot, he's getting me good. Alright, should I go, shoot. I can't stay in, I will die to Woodhammer. Although, let's just, or Leaf Storm, even better. I was going to say, let's just sack this and then set up a Sword Dance. Soligrass can sweep. I just gotta get rid of Charge Bug. I did lose it. Did lose its Violite, so let's see what Charge Bug can even do to me. Is what I'm saying. Right, this is very scary for its good speed. Here for the Wall Breaker. Let me show you. I'm sure a lot of people don't really recognize this mon elsewhere, but 60 speed in ZU right now is not bad at all. And we've got 106 special attack, which is really crazy. He goes for Savali Dark, which is really interesting because if I win this speed tie, then it's over, right? Let's just go for... Oh, wow. What is he doing? No Violite, right? Anyway, so the cool thing about multi-attack is that even if it's a resisted hit, after stab, that's 90 base power. Flame Charge, 50 base power, super effective, it's 100. So this is going to be just as strong, guaranteeing the kill. And now, yeah. Yeah, they are. Oh, wait, that was a misclick anyways. Oh, shame. Sashudawoodoo as a check to Savali forms. Yeah, this is the problem. This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, there's not much you can really do about this. About these Savalis. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sism. I didn't mean that. I think... So let's say I did get Sudowoodo down to Sash. It's hard to say what my best play is here. I mean, a choke is still going to be hard for him to deal with, even if this is Psychic Lunatone. I could get a couple double edges off, you know. This team does not have Hazard control outside of Natu. Don't get me wrong, this was going to be scary, and I think the biggest enemy here would be the Wish Cast, because I lost my grass type and this thing could just Dragon Dance up against some of my mods, and like Hone Edge. Hone Edge after spikes can still live a multi-attack and then close combat into Shadow Snake to, I think, kill at this range, which is nice. But man, what a shame. Alright, I'll get back to you when the next round's up. Looks like I'll be against one of these guys. Alrighty, okay, so game 2, quarterfinals. You too, bud. Looks like my opponent actually has a somewhat similar team with Linoone Galar, Natu, and we'll see what that Savali is. Not really going to be Grass because of Gloom, and probably not Savali Dark because of Linoone. So Savali Fighting seems to really fit that, while still being a very good, still being a very good knockoff switch in for his Natu and Gloom, and what's his name, Lunatone. I like my opponent's team a lot. The only problem is that considering his main physical wall is Gloom, he's got to really watch out for Psychic Fangs on my my own Savali. So we're going to lead Onix on the anticipated, oh, this is fine too. On an anticipated Linoone Galar, but we're going to see what he wants to do. I'm going to body press on what I imagine is going to be Natu coming out. Yeah, this is going to do like 8%, if that, 12. Awesome. I'm going to stay in and go for body press again on what I think is going to be Teleport, right? Teleport's really cool for Natu as a pivot because it means you can stay in, prevent hazards, and then switch out into a Pokemon that could deal with these hazard setters. Should I sack for rocks? I think I am. This is crazy. This is a very dangerous play, but let's go for it. Ah, dang it. Alright, that's a bummer. It's okay, we'll go into Linoone now. I guess the benefit of U-turn is that you can play with the speed a little more, do more damage against Linoone Galar and such. I'm going to P-Shot out. on if he stays in. That's yeah, no. Teleport actually makes me switch out, which is, or Magic Bounce does. Let's see. I really just want some of these mons. I want Gloom to lose its Violin, which you might go into because Gloom's a good check for Machoke. I don't think he's going to stay in with his defenses lowered. And Machoke probably was, looking back now, this is what the consecutive plays should have been from the start. Should have been Lining Galar into Machoke. Just to get this guy down to range for my Savali, and maybe even Honedge. Honedge doesn't look too bad either here. Got my health back from that. That's really cool. But this is the nice thing about Teleport. Natu has some pretty decent speed as is, so why not have that decent speed if I want to keep Nightshade going, right? While still preventing status and getting a very slow pivot out for, again, something like Lining Galar to come in. So this is perfect. This is exactly one I wanted to trade because that kills and I live because Honedge is very bulky. But the issue for my opponent, again, is Savali Grass. I'm like in a very nice opportunity to set up and sweep. I'm just not afraid of. It doesn't really do much to me, you know? I don't know what he was expecting. I mean, that's the bait. Honedge is meant to do that. I mean, yeah, Honedge was also a really good Savali fighting check to me, but I'm playing more offensively. In fact, like, this is going to be perfect. This is a perfect opportunity now to set up with, oh, that's SD. Sure. Sure, man, I'll take this. Gimme. Perfect opportunity set up with Savali Grass. We might go Gloom, let's see. No? Alright. U-turns out. Okay, I mean, this is great. Savali Grass is... I mean, he might not realize it's Savali Grass. That's what I'm giving him kind of the benefit of the doubt here. So, I am bulky. I guess I should just go Natu, just to prevent its health from recovering. Exactly. Now we can teleport out. This is also a really big problem about Gloom with only Strength Sap. This is the only way it's going to recover. That's not reliable in the least, you know? I don't want to set up this Savali Grass yet, you know? Yeah, I'm going to get it down to... I'm going to go back into Natu. I'm anticipating another Strength Sap, honestly. Sorry, back here. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can just Nightshade now. I just want to get it a little bit hurt, do some good damage on it. Sadly, my opponent is not recovering, but, I mean, good for me. Or not recovering, but, I mean, not getting a Sludge Bomb poison, because that would have been much harder for me to deal with. And I think it's time now. We could keep... I think I'm going to keep Natu, because there's no reason not to just sack Honedge, I would say. Well, I'm not afraid of Rock Polish or anything like that. Ice Beam, okay. I wonder if that's Life Orb. I'd be really scared if it's Scarf, but let's just go for the sweep. I mean, this really is going to be hard for my opponent to deal with now. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It almost sweeps without setting up, but I mostly just want to get rid of Savali fighting. I think he's contemplating if he should sack something other than Lunatone. Because Lunatone would be helpful. But going right into Savali fighting, I would say, is not the best play here. Because I get a free Flame Charge off. Actually, do I need to? No, I don't. Why would I even... Ah, dang, that's why I wanted a Flame Charge. Going for Flame Charge, it would have been over. But it's okay. Now I gotta win a speed tie. It's okay. With Gloom got out of the picture... They can't. It's true. It's really, really broken. So I gotta... If I went for Flame Charge, which is what I should have done... Alright, and I won the speed tie. I should see that calc if it matters or not. But I'm imagining without an Inviolite, Psychic Fangs, you know, being a decent, super effective coverage attack, should kill. But yeah, look at this. The biggest problem about Zavali's, I would have to say, which I don't think I talked about yet, is speed. There's only a handful of Pokemon that outspeed it. Right? You gotta worry about speed ties with the other Savali forms. And then there's all these weaker Pokemon, all these rock, water, ground, ground, or whatever the typing is, right? They're still going to be weaker to Savali. Or slower than Savali, which is really dangerous. Okay, let's get one more. It's a shame that we can't ban anything. I am on ZU Council now, which is really cool. But I think my opponent's got a funny stall team. But also a team that doesn't really have Savali Grass Check outside of Vullaby, which is going to be dangerous for my opponent. Also free knockoffs here. Hit the replay, okay. You might want to be using this for the ZU No John's tour, which signups might still be going on by the time this is uploaded. I would totally check that out. Hippopotas comes in, I mean, that's something, but again, losing your Violite is never a play you absolutely would want to make. Going for Toxic here on the Vullaby, well, hitting that would have been nice, but we're going to stay in because, yeah, by the looks of it, I'm faster, and getting Toxic off is really the only thing I need for Savali Grass to do something. I'm going to teleport because I want to prevent Stealth Rocks up. That's okay. I don't know, that crit did not matter, by the way. Now we'll just P-shot it off. I really want Stealth Rocks of my own, honestly. But we're going to taunt into Hippopotas, kind of preventing a trade-off from happening, which is what we want, and it's way too weak to really threaten me with Earthquake, in the least. Now that the rocks are up, pivoting and switching between Line and Galar is going to be really fun and non-consequential, you know. Non-consequential on my end. So I doubt he's going to want to stay in. So let's hope he goes Vullaby. Yes, very good. And now we can taunt this. Awesome. And yeah, he's in some hot water now. I don't even think he can come into SD Savali Grass anymore. So, I mean, this is a great win con for me. You know, right into Lunata, Linoon again, because why not? This time we're going to knock off just in case he stays in. That's fine too. I've got Taunt. And this is perfect now because I can double edge. Perfect. He struggle? Oh no, dude, this is bad news. This is really bad news for my opponent. So this might live and wisp me, but nope. Oh shoot, man, this is a bummer. Greedent doesn't have the greatest ball. Could be full fizz death, maybe. Yeah, so good. I'm happy this thing lived at least. Wow, Cheek Pouch was some cool recovery. But so Stuffed Cheeks, if you didn't know, was a new move for Greedent that was able to, I think it raises your defense by 3 stages, like an incredible amount, and eats your berry in the same turn. But obviously you still need to have your berry not eaten. And Cheek Pouch would be great with this if you had something like Recycle, so you can get this back and just get your health recovered and have your defenses raised. But Greedent doesn't even have Recycle. It's actually a really underwhelming mon. Yeah, it's a real big shame. Anyways, 3 games is a little bit short for my normal ZU content, I would say, but there's not much else we can really do about it. I don't really want to necessarily start another tour, but yeah, it is ridiculous. I'm sorry, man. They're way too broken. And there's so much you can do with it. So like here's another team I've got where, again, like I said, most Savali's are physical. So even if you had a ton of physical walls, you got to worry about something like Savali Electric, which is the only worthwhile electric type outside of Charger Bug. So it's the only offensive electric type is what I should say. And its coverage means that you can't run like Palpitoad, right, for Savali like Rock or something, because you gotta worry about class pred. You can't run Onyx, that was the one that I was using earlier. Honedge, if you wanted to come in and try to check Savali Fightings, which this team tries to do, you know, you gotta worry about that T-Ball being a 2-hit KO. It's really dangerous. Banning multi-attack? Now that's a funny idea, man. Anyways, that's all for now. ZU content might be a little slow, only because I'm limited to these room tours and whatnot, but there's a lot more threats that I want to try out. NFE also got some updates. I don't think I ever made any more NFE content post-home, but there's some cool stuff that we could try there as well. That ladder's also kind of slow. Anyways, thanks all for watching, and stay tuned for more content.